Hello there guys, so welcome to Devon Vlogs. I welcome all of you. So today you're gonna learn about foreign aid in international relations. So do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified. And also if you wanna follow me through Instagram, I have given my ID so you can feel free to follow me through Instagram. Right, so today in this lesson you're going to learn about the foreign aid in international relations, distribution of foreign aid, criticism of foreign aid, purpose of foreign aid, and more. Let's get started. What is foreign aid or international aid? Foreign aid can be also known as overseas aid, economic aid, foreign assistance. Okay, right. Foreign aid is the international transfer of resources like goods, capital, and services from a developed country to another developing country from an international organization for the advantage or the benefit gained from the recipient country. So recipient country here means the country that receives money. It is always done for the advantage of the recipient country. So here I have illustrated through pictures. You can see how the money is transferred from, not only money, any support or aid transfer from developed country to a developing country. Foreign aid is a combination of foreign assistance, economic assistance, international aid, economic cooperation, development assistance, and development cooperation. Next one is how foreign aid divided. Division of foreign aid. It is divided as grants, as loans, and as technical and educational assistance. Grants. What do you mean by grants? Here you don't have to return anything. It's like a gift. It's grants. And loans. There are certain types of loans like soft loan, budget deficit loan, or any other project loan. For example, to construct roads, to have some infrastructure inside your country, you get the loan and then you pay it back when it is done. For an example, you construct road, and after the road is constructed, you pay the donor country back with their money. You understand? Yeah. Technical and education assistance, they provide you scholarships, they also build skills, they also bear the cost for technology. This is also somewhat like grants. You don't have to give something in return. Somewhat like grants, okay? Yeah. Functions of foreign aid. Now let's see what are the functions of foreign aid. There are a lot of functions of foreign aid, so I have listed down some. Let's see what are they. Helps in anti-corruption. If corruption is happening, they help us in anti-corruption. They eradicate corruption. Provides humanitarian activities. So during crisis, during terrorist attacks, anywhere, however a man needs humanitarian activity in his country, they come and they provide you the humanitarian activities. Helps in education and infrastructure. They help the recipient country or the receiving country in education and infrastructure. They help in health. They support in health. So some of the donor countries, they help by giving medicines to the receiver country. Supports to achieve nations' diplomatic goals, to garner support for its position in international organizations. So what do you mean by garner support here? To supply support for the position in international organization. Helps in agriculture and animal husbandry. Right. The next slide. Purpose of foreign aid. What are the purpose of foreign aid? This may have single purpose in a country, or there are multi-functions in a country, right? So sometimes to get their single diplomatic approval, to strengthen the military ally. For an example, you have two countries, country A and country B. So country A is the donor country, country B is the recipient country or the receiver's country. So here the country B needs military security inside their country. So what they say is, for the donor country, you have to give me military security. So the donor country gives their military ally, the military forces into country B. So that is to strengthen the military ally in country B. Reward a government for behavior desired by the donor. Now for an example, again, country A and B. So country B is the recipient country, as in my examples, and country A is a donor country, country B acts so good with the country A, with the donor country, right? So as a gift, as a reward, as something in return, paying something, a tribute in return, what they give is they provide foreign aid. They provide aid for the government, right? To extend the receiver's cultural influence, to provide infrastructure for the receiver's country, to gain other kinds of commercial access like commodities, goods, for all this commercial access, they provide us foreign aid. Right, and also sometimes to gain good fame in the international market, you need foreign aid, right? All right, and also to increase for the donor country, to increase its reputation, to increase its name in the unions, they provide foreign aid, right? Right, so most of you might think all these financial flows in between countries are known as international aid. No. Not all financial flows are regarded as international aid. So there are foreign direct investment that is not regarded as international aid, portfolio investments that is not regarded as international aid, and remittances received from migrant workers to their families, okay? Is not regarded as international aid. So here remittances received from migrant workers, as just think that I work here in Canada and then I'm getting paid from a certain company, and then I give this money to my family, send this money to my families living somewhere else. That is not an international aid, right? Yeah. Right, types of aid. There are certain types of international aid, conditional and unconditional. What do you mean by this conditional and unconditional? Here is conditional is where they have certain conditions reformed for you to provide the international aid, for them to provide the foreign aid. So for an example, if I want to provide you money, I impose certain types of conditions saying that you have to do this, do that, do this, so that I'm going to provide you aid. And then the next thing is non-conditional. There are no conditions for some people to provide their aid. Financial and physical. Financial means where they help you through money by giving you monetary, by giving you finance to your hands. But some are physical, where they provide materials, goods, or build houses. They're all done. It is physically given. Like for some, there are some hazardous natural disasters. So what happens is they provide you free clothes, and also dried products like eating stuffs like that. They provide you physically. Budget of treasury and budget on treasury. Budget of treasury means where they do not consider what you buy, and budget on treasury means where they say you have to spend this much on buying this product, you have to spend this much on buying this product, like that. On budget and off budget, which is included in budget and which is excluded in budget. Right. How is aid measured? Now, normally, if rain falls, we measure through rain gauge, and you have certain types of institutions to measure the rain. Likewise, we measure aid through certain institutions, and they have names like Official Development Assistance, ODA, Private Voluntary Assistance, PVA, Military Aid, Humanitarian Aid, Direct Funding Aid like INGOs, International Non-Governmental Organizations. And the next thing is we're going to talk about sources of foreign aid. There are some sources of foreign aid like bilateral, regional, and international, which can be also known as multilateral. Bilateral like Japan, China, India, USA. So there you go. I have put some examples. Bilateral means, just for an example, Ceylon and Russia. Russia would say, I'm going to provide you aid. I'm going to provide you aid, and then I'm going to also purchase tea, which is Ceylon famous for tea, from your country. But you have to provide tea in a cost which is not very costly for our country, in a very low cost, like that. Regional, European Union, African Union, Asian Development Banks, and international, the multilateral from International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD, UNDP, and from there you can get aids. Advantages of foreign aid. There are some advantages of foreign aid: to finance the lacking of government, the resource gap. If your Government lacks something, the foreign aid will come in order to help them to develop the agriculture and other industries within the donor country, to progress technology, as I told in the earlier slide, also for expanding the markets in the international scheme, right, in the global way, and creation of economic and social overheads for the utilization of natural resources. Some countries, they have so much of natural resources, but they don't have certain types of machineries or knowledge in order to how to utilize these natural resources, so they will help us in utilizing our natural resources to meet the financial assistance during crisis, to lessen poverty, for infrastructure development. Right, the next thing, there are some criticism over foreign aid, right? Though it is advantages for us, or though it is advantage for the donor countries, still there are some criticism over foreign aid. Some groups in recipient countries have viewed foreign aid suspicious and as nothing more than a tool of influence of donor countries. For an example, critics over the International Monetary Fund allege that the record structural adjustments are too politically difficult and too rigorous, that the debts incurred through IMF loans help to create poverty, as capital that could have been invested instead was channeled into debt repayment. I'm sure you didn't understand what I was reading. It is, for example, I am from IMF and then I provide my country B. For example, country B, so much of monetary flows inside them, and then I impose certain types of rules. You have to do that, you have to do this, you have to look after the blacks, you have to, sometimes like very bad also, sometimes it is very hard for the country to tolerate that. Sometimes I would say you have to, for example, increase the time of studying in your, increase the time of students to study their whatever their college studies. So sometimes it is too hard for the country politically to see, to control this, or to accept all these laws. There is no evaluation protect, so we don't know how much good is happening. Too much aid is obtained by the administration in donor country. And complex delivery system. Most of the countries have too much of agencies to provide them money, but still it is not distributed among the right people. They go as non-profitable organization, but at last they become the profitable organization, right? Tied aid, this is very hard, string attached, like I provide you aid if you only buy the products from us. If not, I'm not going to provide you the aid. But sometimes in your country, whatever you have produced within the country might be cheaper than buying it from me, right? So it is very hard. And then that is it. So for today, this is your lesson. Hope you have enjoyed it. Subscribe my channel, hit a big thumbs up, get notified. Thank you so much. See you in the next lesson.